Well, it's cooking for Cletus time. So I finally found a brisket, so we're going to make the other onion smothered brisket. Okay? I'm going to get my apron on. We'll get the pieces of this together and go from there. So let me see here. Apron. And I got a brisket the middle of last week, but for you people may know that we were in the middle of a heat wave, and the last thing I wanted to do was fire up Grandma's oven for 3 hours when it's 90 and above all week long. So now it's more in the acceptable range of low 80s. So now what does it say? Preheat the oven at 325. So we're going to light Grandma's oven. Tie the light on. All right. Fire. Bad. Oop, there it went. And 325. Okay. So we get that preheating. And let's see here. We're going to slice the onions. So that's what we're going to do next, is slice the onions. Okay, so I've got the onion sliced. It said to use 8 cups of onions, but I couldn't figure out how to get the onion into a cup. So I used about 3 big onions, and it filled up this bowl. So I'm going to call that 8 cups. What the hell, right? Okay, next thing, I got the brisket. Just trim the fat off the brisket. I think that's pretty well trimmed already when I bought it that way. I looked on both sides. That's the fattier side. I like it. And that's what I'm going to do it. And if it's wrong, I'm sure Peter will let me know, and Todd let me know too if I did it wrong. So that's good. Okay, make the rub. Salt, pepper, and powder. So I got to get the salt, pepper, and powder, and make the rub for that. Okie dokie. So according to the paperwork, it's a tablespoon of each of these. A tablespoon of salt. So we'll do a tablespoon of salt. There we go. A tablespoon of onion powder. So let's do that up. Okay. Tablespoon of onion powder. Good. And what's next here? Seasoned salt. We'll do a tablespoon of seasoned salt here. Oh, let's pop that off. And, well, that's the end of it, so it'll be 3/4 of a tablespoon, because now it's empty, so that goes in the trash. And a tablespoon of pepper. This right side. Good old black pepper. Let's do a tablespoon of that. Oops. Alright. Good. And of garlic powder, which I've got granulated garlic, and that'll be fine, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. Is there much of a difference? I'm sure Peter or Todd would let me know. But that's what I'm using, because that's what I got. Okie dokie boom. There we go. So now we've got our powders all ready to be mixed and rubbed onto the brisket. Okay. So let's mix all that up. I need to get the roaster. I'll be right back. Okay. I got the roaster. All right. So it says to place the onions on the bottom of the roaster. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to place some of them, not all of them. But we're going to put a bunch of them there because, hell, I got 8 cups, right? That makes sense. This recipe was given to me by Lisa's boss, Ted. And he says it's a wonderful recipe. And actually, I believe it's his wife that makes it. And she was able to write it down for Lisa and I to make, because we never made a brisket before, and we've been watching that Marvelous Miss Maisel or whatever that show is, and she talks about how wonderful her brisket is, and we went, we got to make a brisket. So that's kind of where this came from about making it. That's some onions on the bottom now. Okay, that looks pretty good. Onion smothered is the name of the recipe, so there we go. So now let's just mix this up some more. I don't know why I really need a whisk for that, but I want to make sure it's whisked, mixed up well. Oops. All right. Now, rub it on brisket top and bottom. That makes sense. Okay. So, that's what we will do. I'm going to leave it right on this thing for now. And let's rub it up. You know what's really great is my wife cannot stand cooking, but she loves cleaning. So I get to make the mess, and then she'll come home and clean it all. And she'll come home and clean it all up. So, okay, got that rubbed on there. Let's flip this over, and let's rub it on here. Okay, get it all covered. I'm going to start using a little sparingly because I put too much on the other side, maybe. This is a little under 5-pound brisket is what I got, just for Lisa and I. Actually, I did get an application for a food mistress, and I'm going to see if that person will join me in the future for an episode of Cooking with Cletus. Okay, so now we got the brisket. It said to put it on top of the onions, which I just did. Ugh, I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Okay, I've washed my hands. Now it says place enough onions to cover the top. Might have to cut more. Well, this is all the onions I have, so this is all it's going to get. So let's place the onions on top of the brisket. Just do that way, screw it. And lay it over the top. That there's a lot of onion. Okay, great. Now it says combine chili sauce, beer, brown sugar, Worcestershire sauce, and Worcestershire sauce, and honey. Okay, that's what we'll do. Let me get a bowl for that. All right, I'm back. All right, so 1 bottle of Heinz Chili Sauce. Heinz Chili Sauce. Here we go. 1 bottle. Put 1 whole bottle in there. That'll work for me. Oh, more onion. Okay. 1/2 cup of... Ooh. Yeah, good. Okay. Let me get 1/2 cup of beer, it said. Okay. 1/2 cup of beer. Okay, 1/2 cup. How much is 1/2 cup? That's good. I don't know, does it include the foam? It foamed up to 3/4, and it's kind of a half. All right, we're going to call that good. I'll let Lisa drink the rest of this when she comes home. Only if she's been a good girl. All right, 1/2 cup of beer. Now we need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay. Brown sugar. Okay. Get this opened. Oh, I need scissors. 2 tablespoons brown sugar. Now 1 and 2. Good enough. Right? Okay. So, the next thing would be 2 tablespoons of honey. Honey. Let's do some honey here. Let's do some, you know what? We're going to do that and jump to 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Worcestershire sauce. Anyways, at least I didn't say Niagara Falls. 1 2. All right. And maybe the honey has fallen to the bear's head by now. And let's get 2 tablespoons of honey. There's 2. All right. Oop, uh-oh, we dropped it in there. Oh, I got it. Okay, so we're going to take that and cover it over, pour it over the onions. So let's mix it up first, I would think. Let me get my whisk again. I don't know. I just like whisk. Sounds like a really cool word to say. All right. Get the rest of that out of there. Okay. So, we now are going to take it and pour it over the onions and the brisket. Okay. We did what it said to do. Now, into Grandma's oven for 3 hours. And we'll see if this comes out at all. Never made one before. But what could go wrong? Who knows? Might be a pizza night if it really goes wrong. Okay, it's been 3 hours. Let's see how it came out. All right, here we go. Whew. Hey, that looks pretty good. And now, as Peter told me, let it rest. Oh, I think somebody's at the door. All right, we'll come back and cut this up later. Bye. Okay, so we've let it rest. And in that time, my wife came home and said, "Oh, there's onions on it. Oh, I don't like onions. It's red. I don't like tomato stuff." So I made this whole thing. This is what she's going to eat. She pulled this out of the freezer and we're going to put it in the microwave while I have this. So, maybe I'll give my food mistress a call and see if they're available. Okay, so let's give a cut into this and see how it looks. All right. Supposed to cut with the grain. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Sliced thin, it says, and that's thinish. Great. So that's what the done product looked like. It also said if there's time, whirl gravy with onions of smooth consistency and serve. If not, just scrape the onions off the top and take out the onions from the gravy if it's not appealing. So, I think, well, I like the onions. Oh, that's good. So, Lisa can have her mac and cheese. I'm having this for dinner. Okay. I'll see you next time. By that time, my COVID hair should be gone. Talk to you later. Bye.